Hi guys, welcome to a new video. If new here, you're welcome, and if you're coming back, thank you so much. Do not forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload a new video. This video specifically is a long overdue. Like, you guys have been wanting it and I've been wanting to give it to you, but timing, okay? But anyway, today we are going to be talking about au pairing. What is au pairing? For those who don't know, I've been one, so I'm basically talking about like my experience, and I would like to make a disclaimer. This is based on my experience, and I'm sure things are different for different people, so keep that in mind. Just a disclaimer, okay? I have a tendency to talk fast or rush, so I'm gonna try and be okay and slow, and so you guys can hear me, because let me not blab. That's not what the video is about, okay? What is au pairing? That's what you're here for. And if you don't know what au pairing is, I'm gonna try to explain it in my terms, and also give you the definition of Google, the Google definition, if I should say it that way. In my definition, I would say an au pair is an individual who travels from their country to another country to basically learn about their culture, but also in the midst of it take care of a certain family's kids or children. I would actually compare it to an exchange student, because you are also allowed to study. I'll get into the studying later, but then yeah, it's basically an exchange student learning different cultures of a different country, but in the midst of everything you help take care of a certain family's kids or children, and that family is chosen by you. Okay, let me give you what Google says, what an au pair is. An au pair is a helper from a foreign country working for and living as part of a host family, a family that you choose. Typically, au pairs take on a share of a family's responsibilities for childcare, as well as some, in capital letters, I put that, some housework, and receive a monetary allowance for personal use. I feel like Google has changed this, because it's from Wikipedia. It wasn't like this before. The definition, that is. And I like the way they're explaining it now. Anyway, that is what an au pair is. And I would like to think, if you're watching this video, you know the gist of it. But I'm here to give you more details of how you can become an au pair. I was an au pair in 2018 November. I left to go work in America, or become an au pair in America, in November 2018. And I'm just giving you a background story. And I worked for a year. My contract was a year. I did not renew my contract, and then I stopped. My contract ended 2019 November. So that was my experience. Not experience, but you get it. Anyway, I wrote a few things down so I won't forget what I am telling, or because I can ramble, so I figured the best way to do this is just to jot down some notes so I won't forget and end up talking about other things. Okay, so yeah, I'll start with the requirements. What requirements you need for you to become an au pair. So these requirements are based on my experience. I did say this whole video is based on my experience and the agency that I used. Sadly, I was going to refer you guys to the agency that I use, especially for people in South Africa, but since COVID they have closed, and I don't think they're going to be opening anytime soon. There are other agencies currently operating, but yeah, so I can't refer you to this one because it has closed. Also, I'd like to think the requirements are similar, if not the same, because you're basically doing the same thing, just that it's with a different agency. The first requirement is for you to have a passport. So yeah, you need a passport. Obviously you're going to a different country, you need a driver's license. With the driver's license, not all countries will require a driver's license, but I'd like to think America requires one, especially with the agency that I used. I needed a driver's license. Some families are not picky, they don't mind you not having a driver's license, but then if you were ever to transition and find another family, which transitioning I'm going to talk about later too, you might find a family that needs a driver's license, and if you do not have one, you might be in trouble. Anyway, back to the requirements. You need a driver's license, you need police clearance, which my agency helped me with that one. It's basically a background check that you don't have any criminal records. The next thing, I think it's number 4, is you need a matric certificate. You have to be between the ages of 18 and 26. So yeah. The last thing that you need is childcare experience, because you're going to take care of children, so obviously you need to know what you're doing, okay? Some sort of experience. So you need to have references. Your references have to be, I think it's 3 references. Family does not count. I think the family you can list as the 3rd one, but again, with different agencies, you never know. You need at least I won't say 3,000, girl. You need 300 hours of childcare experience. So once you add them all up, they need to total to 300, which sounds like a lot, but no. You need to collect videos and pictures of the kids that you take care of, as proof that you take care of kids. With the agency that I used, they helped me build up my profile. So all the things that I've just listed, they helped me build up a profile of my experiences, my references, my pictures, my videos. Okay, so one last thing that I know people want to know: how much do you get paid? Doom. How much do you get paid? I'd like to think you get paid pretty well. You could get better, yeah, but was I happy with the pay at that time? Somewhat. Anyway, how much do you get paid? Let me stop going all over the place. The minimum, with, again, this is based on my experience and America. I don't know if I mentioned, but you could also au pair in Germany. You can also au pair in the Netherlands, or you can also au pair in, okay, I'm forgetting other countries, but it's not just America, so keep that in mind. Based on America, the minimum pay that you should get paid weekly is $198. So how much is that in rands? Let me check that quickly for you. So with the current exchange rate, you get paid, let this thing focus. You get paid, I don't know if you guys can see, but you get paid 2,840 per week. So that makes it 11,360, and that is monthly. So you basically get paid weekly, and if you get a nice family, they might not pay you the minimum and they might pay you more, so that's even better. And I do think you can negotiate the price before you even become their au pair, because I didn't think that was possible, so I just accepted the offer that they gave me, and that was it. I wish I did negotiate it and be like, yeah, but then it's up to you. It's honestly up to you. Some families will offer you more anyway, some will give you the minimum. Yeah, and the next thing I want to talk about is the visa. So after your profile has been built and you have, okay, I'm referring to a profile. The profile, the agency that you're going to work with helps you build your profile. The profile is basically going to have all the things I've been talking about, that you've been cleared, there's been a background check, your pictures as proof that you have childcare experience, all your references, obviously they've been called and checked that you are valid, and it's basically going to have all your information. And once all that information has been made, it's given to them. I don't know how it works, but basically to a database, and the families from the other country, which in my case was America, they can see different au pairs and see different profiles, which obviously yours would be one of them. And then if they happen to like you, they will offer an interview. And with that, you have to accept the interview. By the way, you also have access to see their, once they send you an offer or an interview, you have access to see their profile. In their profile, they will have their information, their kids, number of kids, how many hours you're going to be working, how much they're offering to pay, all the details that you basically need. So I'm drifting away from what I was trying to say, sorry. Oh, so yeah, that's basically it. With all that, once your profile has been built, the next step is for you to get a visa. So a visa, with the current times with COVID, I'm not sure how the process is working. I'm talking about my experience, obviously, which was 2018. With the visa process, the agency helps you to get an appointment with the visa with the embassy, and then you go to your interview. They basically ask you questions, random questions, that is. One question I got was, do you have a boyfriend? I was like, no. Why? No, I didn't say why. No, that woman was very scary. Anyway, do you have a girlfriend? Basically a boyfriend, I mean. Basically they want you to have a reason to come back. They don't want it to seem like you're going forever. Yeah, so you need to have a valid reason to come back. And once you pass your visa, it's uploaded into your profile that you are ready to go. Once you have a matched family, that is. Part of the requirements is that you need to have no dependents, meaning you are not taking care of anybody. Basically they want to see that you're going there for the experience and, yeah, the culture exchange, and that you're not going there just to, I don't know, but yeah. The other requirement is that you need to have a job, or you will just finish studying and you want something to do, which is childcare. But you cannot be just someone who's just sitting at home and waiting on this. They want you to be doing something with your life, if that makes sense. I've covered most of the things I have written down. The one other thing that I have written down is, I hope this thing is focused, okay honey, because I'm not gonna re-record this. One other thing that I have written down is transitions. So in an event that you and your family, maybe the family that you matched with, what is matching? Sorry, I'll backtrack a little bit. So after you have had the interview with your family, or the family that you picked, and you guys like each other and you guys feel like you're a good match, that is called big match. So you have agreed that you're going to work with this family, and this family has agreed that they would like to work with you, and that makes a match. So after that, after you guys have been matched, and then the process is continued, which is you have to get the agency books you a flight and so forth. But in the event that you and your family, let's just say you get there, for whatever reason, you are unhappy, like really unhappy, the agency will help you find another family. Firstly, they will help solve the issue. If the issue cannot be solved, they will try to find another family for you. So I did not have that problem. I loved my family loved me. I was okay. So, but my friend, I've had friends who have had an experience like that. So if it happens that you don't like your family, and not that you don't like it, but you have issues with your family and you're unhappy, you can transition. So what is transitioning? You basically go through the process again of finding another family. So for whatever reason, my camera stopped recording. Okay, sorry. So in an event that you're not happy, you can transition. Basically go through a similar experience where other families can see your profile and you can see their profiles. Once they send an offer, you can see their profile too, and then you go through the matching process again. And then in that event, chances are you're gonna change states. If you were in New York, chances are you're gonna find a family in Washington. I was personally based in New Jersey. I fell in love with that state. So yeah, so that is what transitioning is. So I was fortunate enough not to, obviously I've just mentioned that, but it is hectic. Okay, so I'll give you a quick rundown. Well, I have, but then my experience, my family was wonderful. Okay, so when you get there, because of the license I was given a car. That's why you need a license, because chances are they're going to want you to transport your kids, for whether to school, to go to the park, whatever. Okay, whatever. You might want to take the kids to the zoo, you might want to take the kids somewhere fun, because that's what you're there for. You want to give you want to make sure that the kids have fun. So yeah, so when I got there, I was given a car. I had my own car. You could use it whenever you wanted to use it. Obviously that is after work. During work I used it too, because I had to fetch the kids, or take them to zoos, take them to aquariums. I would really recommend au pairing to anyone who has the opportunity. Obviously it's costly, because obviously you need to get your license done, you need to get your passport, you need to get your interview. All that costs money, but if you can, I recommend 10 out of 10, just for the different experience, different culture, different country. Do it girl, do it girl. Oh, the other thing is, do guys au pair? With my agency, honestly, I haven't seen guy au pairs with the agency that I used. With the agency that I used, I'd never met up or saw guy au pairs. But then when I did get to the country, and we have things called cluster meetings, which is meetings that we had weekly. Not sorry, my bad, we had monthly with other au pairs. Basically we just met up, hanged out, just to de-stress and talk about our experiences. So in those meetings I did meet other male au pairs, so it's not just females. So I can't talk based on my agency, because I've never met South African male au pairs. But then you guys, obviously, when you do your research, or if I say more research, because if you're watching this is part of your research, honey. If you do more research, you could ask your agencies if male au pairs are a thing. So okay, I feel like this video is long enough already. I don't want it to drag, but yeah, on weekends I used to have the most fun. I had a friend who was firstly based in New York, but then she had to do the transition, and for some reason, thank God, came to New Jersey. So it was fate, basically. So I had the most fun during the weekends, and even after work you can still have fun. Oh, one thing also I wanted to mention is the hours. The maximum hours you are allowed to work 45 hours a week. So every week my host family and I would sit down and calculate how many hours I'm working on which particular day. So let's say Monday to Friday I'm working 8 hours, 3 hours in the morning, maybe 5 hours in the evening after I fetch the kids, and then whatever hours are left, maybe I'd work during the weekend, which was not always. And also I forgot to mention, yes, you get 2 weeks of paid leave. So in those weeks, how did I use my week? Let me just tell you a story. So I decided, crazy enough, I decided to come back to South Africa to visit. Why? But yeah, I decided to come back home and visit. Some people use it to travel other states. So yeah, you get 2 weeks of paid leave, which you can use to travel. You can use to do basically anything, and you have control of when those 2 weeks are, or when do you take those 2 weeks. So that's fun. Wait. So yeah, I feel like I've just been talking. But yeah, I'd like to think I'm not forgetting anything, but then if you guys happen to have any other questions, you can write them down in the comments. I will gladly answer them. And I'm sorry I took this long to do this video. I'm so happy I did it, because you guys have been wanting it, and I want you guys to have it, just for you guys to have the information. Because honestly, I would tell every person who decides to take a gap year to do au pairing. Like, get some money, get culture exchange, get to experience a different country while you're taking the gap year. how fun is that? I did say I was going to talk about the educational part of it, or the schooling part of it. So basically, as part of the requirements, when you get there, they want you to study. The way they made it seem to me, it was as if the studying was like actual study, but because you work, it's very hard for you to study something something long term. So basically they give you short courses that you can take during the weekends, which help you get certain hours that they want and require. I just did a social media course, so you basically do have to take study some sort of course that they approve of for you to take if you ever decide to take another year, because you are allowed to extend your contract and do another year if ever you want to. So you're allowed to do 2 years, and if ever you feel like you want to do more, you would have to come back to South Africa, wait another year if I'm not mistaken, and reapply. So if you guys feel like this video was informative and you really liked it, please give it a thumbs up, and please share it. I feel like everyone needs to see this video, whether it's for your cousin, whether it's for your friend who is taking a gap year, or a friend that has stopped their studies, or anyone that is between the ages of 18 to 26 needs to see this video. Therefore, what you have to do is share this video, whether it's on your Facebook, whether it's on your Instagram, or to your WhatsApp. Make sure to share this video. And that being said, thank you so much for watching this video, and if you have not subscribed, please subscribe, and I'll see you on my next video.